Are ya? Rise and shine. How you doing? It's Friday. You've made it to the weekend. This is Coffee Talk. I'm West 2 First Warning Meteorologist Eric Burris. It is cloudy and it is dreary around Central Florida. There's a live look outside, seeing what's doing on our Tower Cam network. We are peeking outside in the tourist district, up high in the clouds. Definitely gray, not beautiful. You can see on the bottom left corner, we are indeed tracking pockets of heavy rain moving on through Central Florida. Let's pop over our camera in Brevard County's weather stem cam over in Port Canaveral. The water's still beautiful. It's just not what you would call a beautiful day, right? I guess that's the way it goes sometimes. Here's first warning, live Doppler radar. Tracking some pockets of rain moving into the metro. Let me zoom in just a little bit and see what's doing. First off, let me take you to Seminole County. Heavier little swath of rain moving on through. It's nothing severe or anything, but some good steady rains from about Lake Monroe down through the Sanford Airport. Sanford's riverfront, there's Heathrow, Lake Mary, watching even some ribbons of heavier stuff from time to time. Along Longwood, there's 46, getting out towards Sorrento, Eustis, there's Umatilla. I also have to tell you, like, when our radar is tweaked, because you know, if you've watched Coffee Talk for a while, you know that this is the case. But like, you have to tweak it around, and it's just like when the radar is tweaked so perfectly and it looks like, for me, my heart is full because I can tell you this radar is tweaked perfectly for this kind of a weather day. So we've got that heavy rainfall, heaviest stuff, a little heavier batch kind of developing right here around the Lake Emma Road area. Out near our competition, as a matter of fact. There's I-4. Yeah, kind of working on through. Further to the south, a little bit of rain in Oviedo, a little bit of rain here around Lockhart near Wekiva Springs. There's the 414 as the live radar sweeps on through. I like seeing that. Out to Pine Hills, Gotha, Ocoee, West Orange, watching some showers there. Some pocket of heavier stuff down here around the Orlando International Airport, actually. Kind of working up to 528. Let's check and see flight status. There are some things. There are some impacts there. Yep. 24 delayed flights, 9 cancellations, 173 on-time flights. Back over to the radar. For our northwestern areas, watching some pockets of heavier rain for you as well. Lifting up to Lake Weir, Weirsdale, Ocala. We'll zoom in a little closer. There's Bellevue. Kind of see some of these showers moving through. Nothing too strong, nothing severe, nothing like that. But there are showers around. Temperatures out the door in the 50s. And the 60s, so not too bad. Today, clouds and showers this morning, then we get a little bit of a break. Temperatures are going to start to climb. And if you watched Coffee Talk yesterday, we really talked about this. But essentially, there's going to be the opportunity for a few showers to pop up this afternoon. And some of those could try to get a little feistier. Because of that, today is a first warning impact day. I got to be honest with you, the dynamics are not really there for big storms, which I'm happy, but could see an isolated storm basically this afternoon, tonight, and even into tomorrow morning. But I'm not that impressed. Okay, all of Central Florida under that level 1 risk for strong to severe storms. And the bigger players really just going to be some strong winds, not even damaging winds. Okay, we're just looking at the strong wind concerns. So that's good. That's good. Good. Okay, right? We can deal with that. So when does this all time out for us? All right, let's take a look. A gander. All right. Kind of northwestern areas late tonight, overnight through the metro, and then overnight through our southern areas. It's not going to be too bad. All right, here's a look at Futurecast, and we'll look again. And if you were here yesterday, you remember we looked at Futurecast, and we looked at the HER models because they definitely varied on different things. All right, so let's roll through time. There's 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock, few popcorn showers. And again, you know, the dynamics are there, but Futurecast isn't really picking up on much shower activity. But there's the line moving in. And again, I mean, Futurecast is just not picking up on much. Some rains through the metro, getting into our southern areas by tomorrow morning. And then when I see it like on West 2 New Sunrise tomorrow morning, there's not much to see. Could be way worse. All Chicago airports are at a ground stop. Ugh. Glad to see that that's not the case here at Orlando. Orlando's flight status, we have had some delays from time to time, but the overarching situation for us, at least, is not looking too bad. When we look at, let's look at the National Airspace System, though. All right. Dallas-Fort Worth at about an hour and a half delay. Now, notice it says status at Chicago is 0. That if there is a ground stop, it has nothing to do with delay timing. What I can do, though, is I can come in here and run this, and I believe I can turn it. Hold on. I believe I can turn it. Hold on. I think I can turn this. Hold on a second. Override. I think I can see and override this to ORD. We'll just check. Yeah, ground stop due to snow or ice for, it says Orlando International Airport, but that's ORD. That's Chicago O'Hare, so gross. Glad that that's not us. All right. Anyway, so storm system is moving in. We had discussed that. I'm just trying to make sure we're going over all the things. All right. Basically, what we're looking at is this cold front moving our direction, right? And it's going to be bringing warm air. Today, temperatures are going to be in the upper 70s and lower 80s. But once that front clears through the area, I'm happy to say we are actually looking quite nice for this weekend. Showers around, high pressure building in, showers to our south. So when we look at the weekend forecast, it's better than today, okay? We've got a few breezy showers in the mix. 65 your high tomorrow, 67 your high on Sunday. But again, today's high is going to be nearly 80 degrees. So it's kind of funny how, you know, we kind of change things around just a little bit from day to day to day, right? So let's put it together. Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast. Let's take a look here, okay? Today, impact day because of those showers and storms. Looking better tomorrow. A few showers on Sunday. Monday, a few showers. And then by Tuesday, maybe a storm system moving in. But look at Wednesday. Like, bring out the jeans. Hold on to your socks, my friends. It's going to be getting chilly. Yeah. 55, our high temperature on Wednesday. Have to see just how cool that gets. That's our 7-day forecast. Let's take a bit of a deeper dive and look at some of the raw model data together, okay? So this will start off with the American GFS model. And again, this is going to be raw model data. But you can see it's definitely displaying some cooler temperatures. The GFS is going with highs in the 60s. We'll see how that plays out. European, however, yeah, highs in the 60s. So we'll have to see how this pattern plays out. Chilly, chilly. Which reminds me, what are we eating for dinner tonight? What are we going to do to stay, you know, not tonight, but when it gets that chilly out, right? All right. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything? This is rainier than rainy season, Andy says. Well, it's an El Nino pattern, and El Nino patterns typically do bring us these wetter weather scenarios. Betty says, I need a much larger coffee cup to make it through Coffee Talk. I can support that. Not financially, but I can support it emotionally. Denise says, I remember about 9 years ago, I got stuck in Chicago airports for almost 4 hours because of weather. That wasn't fun. 4 hours is nothing. That's an amateur hour. I'm not saying that I have had much worse, but I feel like there are much worse scenarios that could play out. I feel like my longest delay has been probably 4, 5, 6 hours, somewhere in there. It wasn't fun, but like I know people are sleeping at airports and stuff, and that's tough. Yeah. Wendy, do the long-term models show any severe storms coming up in the next couple of weeks? You know, we can look at the raw model data together here. Let me get it dialed up. All right. So this is just raw GFS, nothing fancy. That's Tuesday of next week. Another impulse of moisture. The low will be far enough south that may may have to watch that one. For now, we're not like calling it a severe weather threat per se, just because it's too far out. And to that point, actually, no, I don't have it. I don't have it dialed up. Let me just check off camera and see if the SIPS is indicating anything. SIPS wasn't yesterday. Yeah, it's not. So for right now, that's looking like a storm system nearby, but not like a severe weather scenario. So that's good. Okay. All right. Let's continue. High pressure. Looks like we'll finally get into a bit of a quieter weather pattern. And then right there, that's the 27th. That looks like a pretty decent area of low pressure trying to fire up right north of us. So maybe by the end of the month. But, we're going to go through these little phases of active, phases of not so active, phases of active. So I think we're kind of on the back end of the active pattern. Yeah. All right. Joanne says, sorry, no coffee. It's tea for me. That's okay. To each their own. Nikki's asking, can you show future cast for this evening? Nikki, I can sell somebody's late to the party because we've already done that. But yes, I can. And what I didn't do, though, is I didn't show the her model. So let's start with future casts. Again, let's review future cast. A few spotty showers around lunchtime, and you can kind of see through the afternoon. A few spotty showers. Nothing wicked, which is fine. Lots of clouds, but nothing too wicked. Then about 11 o'clock tonight, you can see the model upticking moisture as our line moves in. I saw somebody was asking about a QLCS. This does not look like much of a mega quasi-linear convective system. What? That's QLCS. So this does not know. Terry, so this weather coming up this week is not like Tuesday. No, nor is tonight. It does not look like it's going to be that. Granted, Tuesday we were under level 2 and a level 3 risk for strong to severe storms. Here we are under level 1 risk, and I would say that that's iffy. I think the only reason that the Storm Prediction Center did that is just because we're in an El Nino season and we've got a little bit of wind upstairs. So there you go. So that's Futurecast's model. Give me a second. Let me dial up the her. Now, the her model is convective allowing, so it's going to show... All right, so this is the her model. And the version that I pulled up has wind gusts. Hold on a second. Bear with me 2 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves. Sleeping at the airport with a toddler made me quit traveling by plane. Holy crow, that sounds terrible. Okay. All right, so here's the her model. And if you have watched this for a while, you know her stands for High Resolution Rapid Refresh. It's doing a good job of picking up on the showers this morning. All right, kind of breaking the day. It seems like it's backed up. Let me just check I think this is the lighter. Yeah, hold on. There, that's better. It was underdoing the showers. Fixed. All right. So it's picking up on the showers this morning. I think it's doing a good job clearing us out a bit around lunchtime, and then a few light showers around the early afternoon. Showers around through, but you notice it's literally showers. Yesterday, the her was kind of showing the opportunity for some storms. It's not doing that now, so that's good. There's some heavier pockets of rain around midnight, but it's just showers. So I think, yeah, I mean, the fact that we're under that severe risk, and then you could kind of see into Saturday afternoon, there's some of those showers returning, light showers. So yeah, I think, overall weather pattern, thankfully it doesn't look bad. But the Storm Prediction Center has still put Central Florida under that level 1 risk. And I would expand this out and say that, like, it's very clear that we are not the target for severe weather today. It's up to the north. But do I think that we should be under a level 1 risk? I don't see it, because the timeline was this afternoon for the atmospheric dynamics, and all of the models have backed off on that. And with the clouds around, I think it's just going to be showers. But there will be severe weather. As a matter of fact, right now, like just take into account right now. Give me 2 seconds to turn this around. That's our live radar. Let me... there's nothing in the panhandle, so it would be... Hold on. It's thinking. See, the radar stick has stopped. Oh, cool. I crashed the program. All right, give me a second. Log in, Eric Burris. Screen will go blank. Living on the edge. Loading. All right, now we're back. Carol says El Nino makes for a quieter hurricane season, doesn't it? Assuming that El Nino sticks around, it does not look like, for now, it does not look like El Nino is going to stick around for hurricane season. All right, so I have a map back. It just has to go figure out where the live radar is. Rose says, it's pouring in Ocala as I sip my coffee. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure that I'll be able to show you the radar at some point, or this thing will quit itself again. Off, on. There we are. All right, so what I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted, yeah, like Yazoo City. So actually our sister station, WAPT, should be in tornado warning coverage right now, I would think. Let's dial in and just kind of hear what they're having to say, huh? Oh, yeah. Let's listen in. Oh, I need to resize it, don't I? All right, give me a second. You know we're always going to do nerd stuff on Coffee Talk. You know I work with all the other stations, so let's listen in here what they have to say.
Yazoo County looks like we have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect, so we'll look at that in just a second. But this is that rotation within that severe thunderstorm warning on top of tornado warning. This is, again, between George and Choctaw Landing. That rotation is still pretty prominent right there. Again, it is still pretty much aloft, so it's not near the surface. We don't have anything confirmed as of what I'm aware right now. Katie, do we have any update on that one tornado warning by chance?
Nothing confirmed yet.
Nothing confirmed yet. Okay, so that's a good sign. We really don't want things to be confirmed, because that means it's causing some type of damage, whether it be to the tree lining or, unfortunately, to some people's homes. Radar indicated is good to see, because that means that necessarily it's not at the surface. But let's move closer towards that area of rotation and see if we can put up a debris ball on here.
Okay, so they're doing the exact, by the way, they're doing the exact same stuff that we do at WESH. They're looking at the National Weather Service Doppler radar. They're looking at the debris tracker. I don't believe they have their own live radar anymore. I don't believe so, but National Weather Service radar coverage out there is very good. So they're looking to see if anything's on the debris tracker. This is the same exact stuff you see on WESH 2. Tony Manalfi and I were doing the exact same stuff the other night. Thankfully, ours didn't turn out to anything severe. Jeannie says, I love her dress. She's lovely, and she's so wonderful, too. That team is great. Yeah, this is one of my babies. So we'll keep popping in and checking. But yeah, long story long, tornado warning in effect for parts of the country. And, if I take her off, there's that cell on my live radar. And you can see it up near Yazoo City, which is in Mississippi. So there is severe weather. Definitely the threat of severe weather. Thankfully, though, that severe threat not as high in our area. Maybe an isolated. I don't even think that it's going to be much. Now, that said, good heavy rain working right up I-4 as we speak. Crossing over into Enterprise and Cassadaga, Deltona. You'll be up next for some of that stuff. Live radar not showing much in the way of winds, so it's not a big concern there. Volusia County, yeah, that's kind of the heavier batch of rain that we're tracking. Otherwise, we're good. So that's where we're at. Tammy, why would a station not have their own live radar? That's a great question. Well, for starters, it's very situational. My station in West Palm Beach did not have a live radar. We were smack dab between Miami's radar and Melbourne's radar. I will tell you, in the Central Florida television coverage area, not every station has their own live radar. That little dot with this line moving through it is unbelievably expensive. And it's one of those things that some people pay for and some people don't. You know, if you have good radar coverage, like that's my radar. Here's Melbourne. Okay. And you can see my radar, Melbourne's radar, pretty, picking up the same stuff. There's Tampa's radar, Jacksonville's radar. Okay. And then the Orlando International Airport radar. So there's a bunch of radars around. But why do I fight like heck not only to keep our live radar running, but to continuously upgrade it? Like, we put in a 7-figure upgrade a couple of years ago because weather service radar can go down, or they have theirs in different modes. If you watched when Tony and I were doing our severe weather coverage the other day, like the cell was nearest to Jacksonville and their radar was in some fakakta mode. Their VCP scans were and it was just like, well, and maybe if you ever listen when Tony and I are doing tornado warning coverage, and he's talking and you hear, odds are it's me tweaking the live radar, because that's the beauty, is you can tweak your live radar. Heavy batch of rain moving right up into Ocala, by the way. But I love it. It's like something that I absolutely just adore. I love the live radar. And not only does it pull a lot of energy, maintaining it is a lot of money and a lot of time. So, yeah, not every television station in the country has their own live radar. As a matter of fact, even if they do, I would go further and say most meteorologists in television have no idea how to operationally use the thing. You can run the radar and, everybody's going to know how to do this. Heaviest rain is right over Doyle, approaching Saxon and It doesn't take much brains to do this part. The Providence getting up into Newmark Drive. Okay, but it's when you need to start changing modes of the radar and tweaking it to fit your operational needs. So it's not just having a radar. And what I think a lot of TV station operators found is that a lot of their staffs didn't know how to tweak. They were like, well, it doesn't work. Sure, it works. You just don't know what the heck you're doing. So there you go. Oh my God, that's right. Santa Bruce, happy 70th, buddy. So there you go. Justin's asking, when you say tweak the radar, can you explain more of what you're doing and why? Yeah, I mean, it's from clutter suppression to pulse repetition to radar power to elevation. I mean, there's a ton of gaseous attenuation. There's a ton of tweaks that we run constantly in weather scenarios. Like right now, I've got it in long range mode. My velocity data is trash because I don't need it. But I can make tweaks and get that velocity data cleaned up real good, but I'm going to sacrifice range on my reflectivity, right? So you tweak it to what you need. And most people are like, well, why doesn't I used to be that guy. Why doesn't my radar's velocity work? It's a Doppler radar. Well, right now we don't need the Doppler mode, so we're sacrificing velocity data to give us the best reflectivity data. You're not going to track a tornado in a day like today, or at least in a morning like this. If it starts to get a little sporty later, then okay, I can make some tweaks, and this all of a sudden gets great. And maybe instead of the 250-mile range, we go to a 200-mile range or a 175. So there's a lot of tweaking that goes through. Yeah, there's a lot of tweaking that we do. Who actually funds the radar? Airports, TV stations, cities? So the National Weather Service radar is funded by our tax dollars. The television station radar is funded by WESH. Hearst Television. All right. How does Ormond Beach look? Looks like it's about to rain, if it's not already raining. Yeah, you can see those showers moving right up your way. Closing in. Diane, does Wesh have a sister station in northern Alabama? We do. WVTM, channel 13. And ironically, the minute that Hearst bought WVTM, we bought a radar for them. And guess what? It's the exact same radar Wesh has. Can your radar track people speeding on I-4? No, but I can track airplanes on it. Yeah. All right. So that's kind of where we're at. Enough radar dissertation stuff. Enough radar dissertation. I could talk about the radar all day. I love that. That is my baby. That little radar. So, could see a stronger storm overnight tonight. I don't think so, but we'll see. Tomorrow, cooler. Showers around Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, happy days. And then Wednesday, Thursday, happy days. Things look better. All right. Any questions? Comments? Does Hearst maintain a list of their stations? Well, I should think so, Chris. Questions, comments, concerns, anything at all? Karen says, Wesh has a sister station in Vermont, and all the weather people there know about Eric's Coffee Talk. Ben's great. Ben and I are actually working on a little project together. By the way, they do not have a live radar. There's not a need up there. Their radar coverage is great, but yeah, they don't have their own Doppler radar. They don't need one. Jennifer, hope the Mississippi weather dies down before it hits the Alabama line. Yep. Am I working today? So technically no, but yes. I've got a meeting at what? I think it's 10:30. I think it's 10:30. Stand by. Checking. 10:30. Time update, shorter meeting, post-planning, Fort Myers. Okay. Yeah, it's a meeting about our Fort Myers stations that we bought. We bought 2 of them. Yep. Brian, I remember that Wesh 2 used to have the ability to turn the angle of the radar where you can see how high the storm clouds are actually getting. Do you still have that capability now? I believe it was 3D ground level. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We can do all that stuff. I don't love doing that stuff. I just think that that's such, like, shticky stuff. If there's a need, we can certainly do it. I mean, I can... It's like not even... Hold on. Hit the wrong button. Yeah. So, like, we can, just... There's several different ways to do it. Like, there's one way, and you can kind of see these are not very tall storms here, but yeah, we can do all that stuff. Zoom around. But it's not that tall. Yeah. So, anyway, we can do all of that stuff. We have the technology. We have the know-how. I remember using CAD machines in college. Technology is coming. Oh, yeah. Technology is absolutely. And it never ends, right? Which is more fun to play with, the Radar or Stella? Don't make me choose. Don't make me choose. I wish I was Florida. I don't like the snow in eastern Nebraska. Peter, come on down, buddy. Florida weather's way better. Way better. Jason, what's up, buddy? Have I done storm chasing, Mr. Bob asks. One coffee talk, you'll have to show us airplane tracking. When the radar's quiet. Yeah, absolutely. That's easy enough to do. That 3D would have been interesting to see on Tuesday. You know what? It gives no... Can I give you a hint? It gives no meteorological value at all. Don't tell my bosses I told you that. That gives no meteorological value. Now, there are parts, like if you want to get into like the real nerdy crap, there are parts of it that could. Oh, you're going to make me do this. Stand by. This is the part that meteorologically can give value. Let me switch to Jacksonville radar. This is the part that can give meteorological value. There you go. where we can slide through and look at how tall the storms are. But, you know, it's usually looking at hail and things like that, you know. But, like, we can do that with rotation as well. Give it a second. Do that. Where is it? Yeah, and you can look at the wind velocities in there. So that's something that we could do, but it's, you know, it's that gives meteorological value. But again, it's a little, you know, it is what it is. If you're looking at like rotation with height coming down to the surface, that kind of a thing. You know what it is I just don't like shticky stuff. I'm very much a purist. You know what I mean? But yeah, what you can see, Mickey, is you can see if the rotation is up high or if the rotation is coming down to the surface, that stuff. Do the cloud heights affect the potential for hail? They do, yeah. Yep. Why the scoff and storm? I've just never done it. There's not a scoff. I've just never had the chance to do it. So, one day. Oh my God, I love that, Steph. 3-year-old Christopher. We'll tell 3-year-old Christopher that maybe we can get 3-year-old Christopher to be a meteorologist when 3-year-old Christopher becomes 21-year-old Christopher. Deborah says, funny, one of the other stations loves 3D stuff. I know, and I don't, because it doesn't, you know what it is? Look what we can do, 3D graphics. What is this, 1996? I'll tell you, and I'm going to end with this. I'm going to end my soapbox with this. There's something I tell all of my other stations when working on things, because these weather computers can do a lot of stuff. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. Just because you can have pink text explode out of the screen doesn't mean you should. If there's a meteorological value to something, sure, let's do it. If there's not, why? Come at me. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns, people? Now that I've successfully frustrated y'all. Ah, boy. With great power comes great response. It's true. Well, and that's why some TV station, I'm not saying locally, maybe. Some TV stations just do dumb crap with these computers. Just because I can do 3D, I should make everything explode out of the screen. Are you helping the viewer, or are you just doing visual shoulder massages? Just curious. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? Anything? All right. Very good. Be the sunshine in someone else's day, y'all. Enjoy this cloudy thing we got. Not locally, maybe. You like that? Oh, man. All right. I will see you guys and gals on West 2 New Sunrise tomorrow morning, starting at 5 a.m. And, of course, we'll do our coffee talk thing, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning as well. Bye. I'll take care.